for these interviews, I wanted to give everyone a very wide selection of different voices to listen to because this is topics that I truly believe need to be discussed in more of a open way. And
Yeah.
also, I wanted to give everyone an opportunity of seeing people that are in the community that they could get influence from in a lot of other ways too. So, to start off with, you go by DUI
I
Atlanta.
go by Dewey. Dewey is that's the name, man. The brand is DUI. That's how I got the name. Uh DUI stands for desserts under the influence. Uh yeah, man, the name just stuck with the brand, honestly.
Where does the name come from? Where was the idea for that?
The idea when I did edibles. That's how we started. I'm trying to let me get my full name off this motherfucker.
Oh, it's
Uh
okay. I can cut that part out.
yeah, alright, cool. I was
It'll
gonna
be
try
a
to switch it, but yeah, man. So I started off as a cannabis, not cannabis, a edible brand. We started off doing edibles. We were doing juices. So I was known for like the lemonades, cereal bars, gummies, and things of that sort of nature. So that's how the name came about. Desserts under the influence was because that's exactly what we started off as an edible brand. But as we started growing and growing and growing, that's when everyone was like, I got the notoriety of some big dogs. So they was like, yo, put some of our strands on the table. And from that point on, there we go. And from that point on, the rest is history, basically, man.
Are you coming from Atlanta?
I'm from Chicago, but yeah, I stay in Atlanta right now.
Oh, really? So, how long? When did you move from Chicago? How old were you when you moved from Chicago?
Oh man, I've been around, bro. I moved from Chicago my second year of high school, second semester type shit. Moved to Alabama. Graduated from Alabama, met some dope ass people out there. So a lot of people went to Alabama State or A&M. They went to Alabama, A&M or Alabama State. That's where most of my people went. I was in Tuscaloosa with Alabama, so that's where I went after that. From there, that shit was boring as fuck in the summers. During the school year, no, that shit was lit. But during the summers, that shit got boring, so I went back home to Chicago. I was probably in Chicago for another 3 years. Moved to Memphis, was DJing in Memphis for about 3 years. And from there, that's when I made my way here. I got here thinking about 2012, towards the end of the year.
What was it like growing up in Chicago?
Man, I lived in a whole bunch of different places in Chicago, but Chicago is Chicago. The stories you hear, that shit's true. But I mean, all in all, whatever energy you on, that's what you're gonna get. You on bullshit, you gonna get bullshit. You out the way, you doing your thing. I mean, occasionally you still may run into bullshit, but it's all about what you be on, honestly.
You get in what you basically get what you put in. You know what I mean?
You get what you put out in that universe. You on bullshit,
Definitely.
you
So,
got
what attracted you to the cannabis field?
man. I'm not gonna say always. I used to be the kid that was like, I don't smoke weed. I used to just sell it.
Oh, really?
Uh, but what was it? My last year of high school, I got into weed. It's funny I got into weed because I got to fight. I got fighting with one of these guys at the school, and his cousins jumped me as we were fighting. But what was it? Maybe a month goes by. We at the same party. Pull up like, yo, man, I want to apologize. Talk about it. You know that shit wasn't supposed to go down like that. Let's smoke one. I never smoked a day in my life. I was like, fuck it, cool. Let's smoke one. I didn't think it was gonna do shit. But literally from that day on, I probably started smoking every damn day. Ever since 17, I've been smoking. But as far as the business aspect of it, it really just fell into my hands. I had an idea. I went with the idea, and from there we took off.
Hell yeah. When you first started smoking, were you seeing stuff that was good, or was there ever a point where you were seeing stuff that was bad?
We were smoking shit with season. This is
Hell yeah.
2007.
Yeah.
It's 2007. So anything. was getting you high back in those days. I mean, of course you had some trash ass weed, but like I said, anything was getting you high back those days.
Fair. Do you think that shit like that taught you a lot though? Do you think times like that showed you enough where you can be better at picking and choosing what's actually good and worth your money now?
Back in those days, no, I wouldn't say so. Back in those days, we just look at it, smell it. After we smoke it is how we judged it.
Fair.
Nobody was really like, look at the trichromes on here, look at the structure. Nobody gave a fuck about that shit. We rolled that shit up. Is it sticky? Oh yeah, that's sticky. You know, with the fingers. Then when she smoking you, oh yeah, this is it. Or it's alright. Roll another one type shit.
Hell yeah.
So back in those days, that's how you knew if the weed was good. I wasn't as hip as I was today, like I said, to know about trichromes, bud structures, and things of that sort of nature.
When it comes to actually doing events for weed, what was the big influence for trying to do that?
And once that shit fell in my hands too. But once I seen the success of it and the feedback, it was like, how can I stop? This most money I ever made in my life on my first event from that point in my life.
Really?
So yeah, shit was just like take off.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anything that actually inspired you to try it?
As far as events or what?
Yeah, events.
I just went to so many of them. I'm like, okay, I see how this shit work. I
Yeah,
already got the connections. Just time to put them together, basically.
I
By that
agree.
time, I was already traveling. I was in Chicago doing events, in Miami doing events. I
Oh,
was
really?
already working my move. So, like I said, I was already seeing the background work of it, being a vendor there early, setting up. You seeing them put things together, talk to the person that is in charge of the venue, just all the little stuff. Seeing them talk to security. So, like I said, once I seen what was going on and I put everything together, I was like, okay, that's definitely something I could do.
What type of events were you doing before? Like parties and shit?
Well, so I always been doing like legacy events, aka pop ups. But yeah, when we first started, no, we was everywhere. Like I said, I had edibles, so I really was like just the edible man. And I was at pool parties. I'm all over whatever event they got in Atlanta. It's a picnic, anything where I'm thinking it's over 50 people. I'm trying to be at it, selling edibles type shit. It's this one thing called Bonfire that's every Sunday, so that's what got the traction going. And then people will see me there and be like, hey, I got this event, I got that event. And from that point on, I was just a monster on Instagram, finding all types of events that's in the city, tapping in with the promoters, like, yo, you need us in the building, we turning up your party. We got edibles and all types of shit. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
how we
smart.
that's how we grew.
Like the whole event scene, I've noticed there is a lot of events that a lot of people kind of just do like a money grab. They don't really do it actually proper, and I've noticed there's ways of actually going about it proper. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
for a fact, and that's what I'm teaching. I'm teaching folks how to do their homework because a lot of people don't even know that you have to do your homework. I mean, I'm sure it's more than a few vendors that's took a risk to go to another state, go to another city, and do an event, and then get there like, hold on, this ain't what I'm used to. This shit, this is I'm just in here chilling with vendors.
Yeah.
So you got to do the homework. I say that because it's happened to me where you'll have some big dogs come to the city and they rocking with the little league baseball team. Like, hold on, how you not rocking with me at my events? And this, I run this shit. You know,
Yeah.
this I you want to come to the event and make some money, nigga? That's what my events do. You want to go to an event and look at motherfuckers? That's what their events do. So that's what I teach. How to do your homework on whether or not you're walking into a event that's going to be successful or profitable or not.
Did you ever have any events early on that were more of like a learning lesson than they were profit?
Thanks to God, nah. My first one was a home run.
Really?
Second one was a super. The crazy part is my first three events are still currently my biggest events.
Wow.
We had over 500 people on my first three events.
Wow. Yeah, that's the
But
thing.
yeah, I mean, we had a raid out here. So ever since then, literally, I only say with confidence that I run Atlanta on this cannabis scene because once upon a time when it was all fun and games, everybody was throwing events. You had about 5 to 10 people throwing events. You had about 50 vendors out here, and every flyer had about 20 of them on there. Then, dun dun dun, one person throws an event with 30 vendors. It gets popped. It gets on CNN. It's called
Wow.
the drug supermarket in Atlanta. So that literally killed the scene. And I am the only one who took the risk to stick my neck out there to continue throwing these events for 5 years.
Wow. So
Undefeated,
it was
no
on CNN.
hiccups, no problems. None of my events have ever been shut down because of any hiccups or anything like that. And I feel like the reason that is because, we got the steps, we got the formula. I got the blueprint.
Yeah, I think it is. There's like there was this one super successful event that they would have basically every Sunday out here in Massachusetts that was it was it had the city on lock. It was like one of like the biggest networking things, and it was just like a huge piece of the puzzle of building in that time period. But I don't know if it's still around now. To be honest, I haven't seen it in probably like years. To be honest,
Yeah.
but since you started doing the events, what's the biggest thing you've learned?
Take care of the people and they'll take care of you. Shit ain't about the money. The money come with it when you do everything the right way.
Hell yeah. So you think there has to be like some sort of like entertainment factor?
It doesn't have to be. You can definitely curate your events to be come in here and get what you need, get the hell on somewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're trying to establish something that's chill, laid back, something that people can enjoy a good time where they want to stay, I feel like that's even better because they want to be there. They want to enjoy the vibes. They want to be in this environment. So
What inspired the circus theme?
circus thing, that's me and my boy Kino. I partner with him because he does a lot of thinking when it comes to his events. He does a lot of planning and he plans his events almost 3 months out for anticipation. Also, he's been doing his thing with the events here in Atlanta. He did everything I like the right way. Like I said, he wasn't standoffish. He was approachable, easy to speak with, and like I said, had his own formula that made sense. So that's why I started rocking with him. But yeah, that was his idea to throw the circus theme. Um, I'm just the power behind him to turn him up even more. But yeah, no, we our first event we did together was Atlanta. That was over 350 people. So we 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 definitely going up on the next one, which is the circus event.
Yeah, the circus one, I thought that was a cool idea. I think like doing stuff like that that's kind of outside of the box that people of all sorts of different like there's all sorts of different people who love good weed, so it's like at the end of the day you can target so many different audiences if you're someone who does events. But at the events that I'm seeing lately, it's kind of just like give and go, you know what I mean? And
Right,
it kind
right.
of it doesn't promote the actual community vibe. So I think that doing
Right.
something like what you're doing the festival almost, is
Mhm.
something that I think is it's a creative idea. I think it's a good
Yeah,
idea.
like I said, it's all about giving back. Because I know we're doing something that people aren't doing, and that's spending good money on the event. This
Hell
event
yeah.
is probably gonna end up costing us anywhere from about $8,000 to $10,000, and not too many people are gonna do that. They're gonna spend their little one, two, maybe even $3,000, get their money from their vendors and their ticket sales, and basically try to sit on a profit. But like I said, we worry about the community. We worry about the people that come to our events. We want them to have a good time, to be comfortable, enjoy everything, have an actual good time and a vibe. So we put the money up, and normally when you do that, like I said, it comes back.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
definitely get it. Also is like great promo when people see those videos of the early ones. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah.
like there's always going to be a huge benefit to actually investing into that. I think it's very smart. But when you look at the stuff on the tables nowadays, do you think that packaging is one of the biggest parts of why people are gonna give more attention towards certain tables?
Of course, man. We are all human beings, man. Everybody is different, but still, like everybody resonates to something. Um, I like to use this example all the time. Like, it can be two vendors in front of me with the same product. If one person logo is something like anime, Dragon Ball Z ish, I'm gonna resonate with that just because I fuck with the Dragon Ball Z shit. So it's like y'all gotta both have the same thing, but if your packaging resonates with me, y'all got the same weed, same flour in both of these bags. One bag is a regular bag. The other bag is a Goku doing a Kamehameha with gloss print or whatever. Of course, I'm gonna go to that one, but it's all marketing at the end of the day. That's what this game is coming to. Who can make the fanciest bag? Because I've seen it happen multiple times where they won't even smell the weed. They don't care about the weed. They just want the packaging. Shout out my guy A1 Selections. He had a KFZ and a McDowell's drop. The McDowell's drops look like a McDonald's bag with a Big Mac burger box.
Wow.
Once you open it, he had a 3.5 of a die cut bag that's the shape of a Big Mac. I didn't see anybody open that bag. I
Really?
just see them look at the bag like, what the hell? Took out the burger. Oh, this is the how much?
Yeah.
They bought it. They didn't even know it. Y'all don't even know if it's weed in here.
I
They haven't even
swear.
smelled the weed or looked at it. So you can't look past that. I've seen it too many times to look past it. I mean, some people go, man, fuck that. It's all about the good weed. I get it. But if we in the game to make money, you can't think like that. You gotta go with what the people want. And that's what I do. I give the people what they want. Am I gonna give them too much of what they want as far as like that terp shit? Nah. Have I had terp on my menu? Of course. They wanted it. I'm gonna give the people what they want. But am I gonna flood them with terp and keep terp on my menu? No. I'm not gonna do that. Give the people what they want. We still have core values here. And quality is definitely one of those core values. And to me, when it comes to that spray work, you gotta bring that quality back a little bit. Can't have both.
When you look at most of these tables, do you think that it's basically the same strain in different bags?
Strand, I wouldn't say that, but a lot of lemon cherries, of course. Candy
Yeah.
is the game now. So of course you gotta cross it with some runts. Of course you gotta cross it with some lemon cherry. Most consumers don't know that shit. Smell different, look different. They think it's different.
Fair. Yeah, that's the interesting thing about like the events in Massachusetts. At least I've gone to a lot of them recently, and it's the same thing on each table, but it's all
Yeah.
marketed in like such a fancy way that people. It's like the placebo effect, where people just they are convinced it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's
Basically,
like
it's a different bag. You can have all the same weed, 5 different bags. There you go.
they
Okay, okay.
need to make the shrine of the
Oh,
bags.
look, this one right here. Now, which one you like out of those 5? I think I like those two. It's all the same shit. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's how it goes. But that's why I also try to educate the consumer as well. I definitely be trying to put folks on game as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, I noticed that about your page. I think that's a good thing about what's happening more often now is a lot of people are actually trying their hardest to actually bring back what used to be. But do you think that the candy or gas wave is more your speed? What are you actually preferring to smoke?
Me personally, I got hip to that candy. Not gonna lie, I'm
Oh.
all about nice taste, smooth smoke. Like I don't have to get stuck every time I smoke. I don't
Yeah.
have to. I ride. I need to smoke that bitch, not taste nothing, or have a nice smooth taste, have a nice smooth high, and if that bitch lasts longer than an hour, we in there. So that's really all I look for. It's all about taste with me, because everything I smoke, it's gonna get me where I'm going. I only smoke good shit. So to me, it's all about taste, and preferably, I prefer the more sweeter candier notes when I smoke.
So are
Will
you
I pull
more
out
like
some gas? Will I fuck with some sour and shit like that? For fucking fact. But if we going by preference on what I preferably will want, I'm preferably gonna take some game.
do you think that the events are fueling the candy scene? Do you think it's like a huge
It's fueling
helper?
everything. I feel like if you got products and it's not on somebody's table at an event, where is it at? Other than the store? Is it in a dispensary? Other than that, you time to step it up. A lot of people want to take it to the next level, so you got to do next level things. You can't be stagnant. You can't just be trapping out the crib. Oh, I got 4 people that come by QE from you every week. Okay, that's cool and all. You are making a little money, but you trying to get your brand out there? Do you want brand awareness, or you just want that funky ass little $500 profit you make?
I agree. I definitely think it's all about it is like there's different parts of the game in a way where the this side of the game where the candy is it's very much needed because it's going to be grown in mass production where it's actually going to be able to satisfy the larger audience and actually bring in a large amount of people to actually want to
That is one thing
try
though that
everything.
I heard from my grower. Now that you say that, about the candies, they have a small yield. So one of my grower,
They're called production plants. The well, at
yeah,
least LCG is called a production plant because it can grow. You can get a large yield off of
yeah,
each
I'm talking
plant.
about the runts. So
Runts
I'm
and
talking more
LCG.
in particularly the runts. What was that? I didn't see any baby
What's
lemon
your
cherry.
what's your opinion on the difference between those two,
What?
runts and LCG?
That's a good question. That's really kind of hard. Um, because if I'm smoking them without knowing, I probably wouldn't know. To
Yeah.
be totally honest, and I'm a connoisseur. But if I didn't, what's this? I probably wouldn't know. Especially if I didn't look at the weed. If I didn't look at the weed, somebody just rolled it up and we smoking it, I probably wouldn't know.
So, Young LB and Ray Bama, they're actually the ones that have brought it to the scene. They're the ones that have brought runs to the scene, and also Lemon Cherry is like is something that they've brought to the scene in a way because they're the ones that helped Canatique actually bring it to life. And Canatique and them had this conflict where they went back and forth about it, and Canatique ended up just naming his pheno of it lemon cherry because you know what I mean. It's like something that you could definitely get more of a lemony vanilla ish profile when you actually taste it, which it tastes phenomenal. Some of
Right.
those old batches were insane. It's this candy that is like I see why that
Kennedy
everyone loves it.
was used to be at the top of the black market game for a hot second. And then,
Yeah.
of course, in the black market, they always trade places. Who's the big
Well,
dog? But when they were on top, people were definitely loving their lemon cherries and all
he's still
different
on top.
varieties they had.
He's the owner of a few new brands now. He owns a
Yep,
few new brands that are at the top now that he kind of stays a lot more low key and doesn't
that
put
makes
him.
sense. You have to. You have to, because
Yeah, he
you
switched.
find out you ran Kennedy. They gonna try.
Yeah,
They gonna try to put them at the same level.
it sucks, but like it is at the end of the day like a lot of people when people make a mistake, everyone tries to like the crabs in the bucket thing. Everyone tries to pull you back down, which it sucks because there's always room for learning lessons if people are ready to like take it in that type of way.
That's how you succeed, man. You gotta fail and learn.
Hell yes. There's only wins and lessons. You know what I mean? You have to use every opportunity that you can to learn how you can do it better next time because that's the only way you can keep improving, especially if in the media space you have to be able to keep making the people want to come. And that's like why the events I believe are so important to keep spicing up and taking different routes with it. And I think that's very interesting, like the different angles you're going with it. Is there any plans that you have in the future that you're looking to do?
As far as what? What you mean?
Like ideas for certain events?
So I do Sunday service once a month. We're gonna keep that going. But that was one of the reasons why I started partnering with Kino, is so we can have different events that have vibes and different settings to them. So when we collab and do something, that's normally what we're going for. Some type of theme, some type of vibe, a situation like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, we make it look easy. This shit ain't sweet. It's not legal here in our state. We're taking a risk. We definitely have our necks out. So I think a lot of people take that for granted as well, just because we make it look smooth. Uh, I make it look good because I've been doing it, like I said, since 2019. No hiccups. So, you know, praise God for that. But like I said, we make it look easy, but we definitely take a huge risk. But I always make sure that I have everything in place to keep my vendors and my guests safe at all times. If anybody's gonna get hit upside the head, it's gonna be me and me only. So,
Have you ever ran into any issue at an event?
had one issue. I had a big event with Rocco. He's an Atlanta rapper, almost like an Atlanta legend here. We had an event there. It was next door to this like pharmacy,
Hmm.
and they had somebody that overdosed on some shit right in front of their damn door.
What?
And 4 or 5 police cars out there, 2 ambulance right next door to the event where the pop up is.
What?
So I had to close those doors, let everybody know no ins, no outs. People was trying to come in. I'm like, back to the car for a second, because as soon as we open that door, it's a huge cloud of smoke coming out this motherfucker. So I'm
Yeah.
like, y'all at least got to give us 10, 20 minutes, bro. I got to make sure everybody's safe. Yeah, so I locked the door, kept everybody inside. Once the 20 minutes went by, police left, back to regular scheduled program. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't call that a hiccup because I've seen worse. Um, but yeah, that was about the closest thing. I had a police pull up one other time before, looking for somebody, but nobody there, and we was on private property. So I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So we have a private event here, know about nothing. And so that was that on that. But like I said, I normally hire a off-duty APD that sits in front of my events with the car and the lights on. So I've had a few times like, oh my God, is that event still going on? There's a police outside. So I started taking pictures with the police every time we're about to start the event. I'm like, huh. Of course, he with me. Y'all with me. Y'all know how we do. There's nothing to worry about because last time I did it, I think it shook everybody. They what the fuck? Man, the police outside. Like, y'all good. They with me, man.
The has there ever been a situation where there's ever been an attempted robbery or anything?
No, we not playing that. I normally have enough security on guard where if you want to play that game, that means you just want to go to war. It's definitely not worth this weed. The fuck?
Yeah. That's what I've always wondered though, because I've been to events like back in the day where it's been in like literal, it's like been in houses and shit, and I've always
Yeah.
wondered. I'm like, this seems like a risky
Houses go
spot.
out.
Yeah, houses. It's fucking kind of like a strange thing, but like it was wild and like not in like a safe area either. So it was like just like kind of like almost begging for something to go wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. We always in fire environments. I normally try to keep a elegant venue where we normally have AC or heat, uh, lights. Like I normally try to do a dope ass venue to where, like I said, where we can create a vibe.
Hell yeah.
Now, every now and then I may run it. We may have to do a little rinky dink. Well, it ain't too bad. Well, we still get the vendors in there, and it's still a safe area. It's still a safe place. Now, I may not come in, and you may not see lights, camera action, TVs, and shit everywhere, but always safe, always clean. Those are must. That's a must. Yeah, we're not doing no janky shit, no cribs, none of that. None of
Yeah.
that.
It was kind of wild because I was surprised like when I even got there. I'm like, am I at the right spot?
Type
I was
shit.
like, where the hell am I? But do you ever have a plan of doing some like crazy venue? If you had the opportunity to, would
I
you
was just
try?
about to say. So I'm trying to. One thing I like to preach about this whole cannabis industry is relationships get you so much further than a lot of other things. So I love just building relationships with big dogs. So when that opportunity does present itself, it's nothing but a call away. But yes, for a fact, I'm definitely just staying in Atlanta until my fingers are crossed, doing my events here. I got a lot of people that's been asking for me in Chicago. Like I said, that's where I'm from. I've done a few events there. I've done 2 events there myself, and then I've done day events there. But the Chicago scene is fell off real bad.
Really?
And so it's like they need my help. It's like I'm trying to do so much other shit, but it's like, man, Chicago needs me, and it's like it's just money on the table. So I'm definitely planning on making my way back there. Plus, that's a legal state, so it's more of a gray area other than black market. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool to do one there. I've honestly, I've heard that the scene there is it's getting good. To be honest, I've heard that it's like,
what scene?
it
Where?
needs work. In
Definitely
Chicago.
needs some work, man. The police walked in on us the last time we was there.
In Chicago?
Uh, in Chicago, yeah, he
Oh
walked
yeah.
in like, it was 2 of them, a sheriff and a regular guard. Now, Were they there for us? They weren't. They were there because the owner of the venue had already got a ticket because he wasn't supposed to be throwing events. So once they seen all those cars parked there, they came like, "Hey, we told you not to throw events." They pull up on our event. Of course, everybody like, "What the fuck?" Because security let them straight in. They ain't even give us a warning or nothing. And that's once again some of the shit I'm teaching. It's private property. You didn't have to let them fuckers in like that. You could have had everybody get themselves together, told them give you 5, 10 minutes, let you get your people together, then y'all come in and or have the owner of the have the person of the event go out and talk to them. Last thing they had to do was walk in there. But I mean, did they do anything? They didn't do a damn thing. They let everybody pack up and leave. Still,
Well,
shit like that is unacceptable,
yeah,
especially if I'm in the building. So just little shit like that. It's just little stuff that makes that can become a big issue. You
yeah,
have to you have to do everything to the T. You have to make sure everything is how it's supposed to be. You and your security supposed to be tight. They're supposed to know how to move if that ever happens. You already supposed to know. Tell your vendors, hey, if I say pack it up, there's nothing else to talk about. Pack the shit up. Just like little stuff like that, man. But yeah,
oh,
it definitely needs some work. I'm definitely going to focus some attention on there, but I don't know if you can see it or not. I've been focusing on this content shit, man. I'm really trying to be an educator. I'm really trying to be a speaker. That's one of the reasons I reached out to you as soon as I seen that you were doing documentaries. I'm like, man, I'm trying to be an authority in this space, so I need to be on everybody's platform. Let me hit bro up.
hell yeah. I appreciate that. I definitely think it's an important thing for everyone to actually have conversations that allow other people to get something out of it. You know what I mean? I feel like there's always room for education for everyone, and I'm very far away from knowing it all. You know what I mean? But on this journey of learning these certain things, I've come to see that there's definitely a lot of things that the people do not know about, because I was very surprised when I actually came across a lot of these things. So it's definitely very much a huge piece of the puzzle, seeing events. When you go to an event, you can actually judge things, comparing to each other and everything. And I think also you get to just see what actually makes that brand like operate. You know what I mean? There's a lot
And
of different.
dispensary. I mean, and dispensary is not gonna let you look at every single flavor in the building.
No.
They're gonna sit there and they may let you smell this and may let you smell that, but honestly, you just looking at shit. You don't even know what's going on for real. They may teach you about it. They may tell you a little bit about it, but honestly, I mean, I feel like personally, they just trying to make their money because they got crappy ass weed in dispensaries. They only can have certain shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like coming to these events is actually like super clutch, especially if you really care about what you're smoking and what you're putting in your body.
Hell yeah. What's your opinion of the small batch scene?
Shit, everything I do is small batch. Do I really promote it like that? Just because that's how my grower works. He's more of a hands-on grower opposed to like the robot grow where he has a huge fucking factory. Everything he has, he it's a team of him and 6 people. So it's more. What's the word I want to use? It's more intimate. He's more intimate with his plants.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I like about it. But yeah, everything I grab from bro is small batch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of people, the market's changing right now, so I definitely think that you're going to be a huge help for it,
Yeah,
giving
no,
people
for a
the
fact. Cause
opportunity.
that's one thing. Like I said, I got core values, man, and quality is definitely one. Quality and exclusivity. My grow is definitely exclusive. He's definitely official. He was one of the first guys helping grow the runt strand as well. But yeah, like I said, he cares about the plant from what he feeds it to how he treats it. So that's why I've been rocking with him. I love smoking his weed because at least I know for a fact I got clean smoke. Now, can I go get some other shit cheaper, look just alike? I surely can. Do they care about what they put in their weed? They surely don't. So pesticides, things of that sort of nature, I'm guarantee it has that shit in it. Robot weed, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it had no love and care. I'm sure it had a robot water at the same time every day. The light came on the same time every day. That's how the shit works.
Hell yeah.
That's why I rock with my grower because he don't have timers. Only timer he got is for the music that plays in his farm, and he plays music to the fucking plants. Come on now. So that's how much he cares about the plant, and that's how much I care about my brand to make sure that I always get my product from him.
Oh yeah, I've definitely heard that. I've heard a lot of people say that music is something plants actually.
I came in there, he bumping some Jamaican music with hella nice, with some nice bass. I'm like, what you got going? He said, man, the plants are listening to music, man. It's their vibe time.
Have
They're
you ever
alive.
have you ever tried any of the weed out in Jamaica?
I went to the Bob Marley Fest. Yeah, they gave me some free weed, but I was telling them I got my own weed.
Really?
They was like, "Oh, I smell it." I'm like, "I bet you do. It do smell like that." This day weed, I ain't gonna lie, it was nostalgic. That's what it was. That sure took me back to high school.
Yeah.
Cause that would smell like, look like. You broke it down, had seeds in it and everything. But honestly, I took like 4 or 5 puffs of that shit, and I'm like, "What am I doing? I had the
Because
good shit right here."
out there, out there, it's they more grow stuff outdoors, so there's like a whole different experience that you're gonna get from stuff like that. And a lot of the time, it's gonna look ugly as hell, but sometimes those are the things that are just gonna send you off on a crazy journey. It's definitely a whole different type of high. But
Just like
nowadays, I
Z,
do.
Z is the ugly plant, but everybody loves
You said what?
Z. Zittles.
Oh yeah, the Z. Yes, exactly. A lot of people. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Skittles. I like it, but it's like definitely one of those. It's more of like a candy. I'm.
Yeah,
I'm. I don't know. I like candy a
I
lot, but
like
it's.
smoke.
I'm more of like the a fan of like OGs and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
How old
like.
are you?
I like Kush. You said
How
how
old?
old?
Yeah.
I'm 23. Well,
Oh,
actually, I'm 24 now. What a
yeah.
fucking idiot! I said I'm
Most
23.
most people that say OG, they're old school cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I also like I like glues and stuff like that. I like the stuff that's actually a lot of people would probably hate the type of stuff that I smoke. You know what I
I
mean?
get it. Mm-hmm.
Which is like, I do think there's like a side of the market that loves it, but it's also like the whole candy scene is it's dope. If it's done right, it's dope. You know what I mean? I think it's all batch to batch. Everything's batch to batch. I've had OGs that I've hated. You know what I mean? But with that being said, is there anything that you want to get across for your brand? Is there anything that you wanted to send, like any message you wanted to put out there?
Just be on the lookout for me, man. If you're really down for this cannabis shit, and you're really in this cannabis world, you'll see and hear from me again. I guarantee you that. If you're ever in Atlanta, check us out. Sunday service. We do it once a month. Call it Blessing the Lungs of Atlanta. Um, Other than that, no, man. Like I said, they gonna see me. I'm gonna make sure of that. You ain't gonna have no choice but to see me.
Oh yeah.
Promise you that. I promise. Check out the YouTube. Follow the page, DUI the Cannabis Guy. Also DUI ATL underscore. Also DUI the Cannabis Guy on every other platform, such as what TikTok, YouTube, and I'm doing a Twitter. Hopefully, I can get that done tonight. If not, it'll be in the morning because I'm definitely planning on moving a lot of my activity to Twitter because Twitter basically just came out like, yo, if you in the weed game, we ain't blocking.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's definitely a lot of people on Twitter. It's not like it's not a community on Twitter. So that's one thing I'm working on.
yeah. I've been seeing a
Instagram
lot of people make
treating
that move
everybody.
over.
Yeah, everybody they treating motherfuckers on Instagram like bitches, and I don't like that. They
Yeah,
just do whatever they want to, and they doing it to the big dogs. They doing it to Burner. They doing it to Puffco. They doing it to Jolly Rogers. Like, goddamn, these people got millions and hundreds of thousands of followers, and they not even doing nothing illegal. They ain't posting no weed on their damn page. They should still get took. So it's like y'all do whatever y'all want to on Instagram.
yeah. They're literally making it pay to play. That allowing people to pay for people to get deleted or pay to get your page back and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've done that twice, and that too. I'm
Yeah,
tired of that.
it's a
Done that
scam.
shit
You know what I
twice.
mean?
It is a scam. It's literally the guy. He he fixed my page, and then it's like I hired 4 people to fix my page.
Well,
So I didn't know who did it, and it's funny because 3 of them all at the same time. This shit happened at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I paid one of the guys at like 11, and then the other 3 guys I didn't even pay. They were just like, once we get it back, you pay. Literally at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 of them hit me like, "Yo, you pay."
talking about how they basically they make you pay to play on
Oh,
Instagram and
yeah,
it's you
yeah, yeah.
got
We
your
talking about Instagram. Yeah, like I said, they cut all the big dogs off for doing damn near nothing. So that's why we was moving over or planning to use Twitter as well as all the other platforms, man. They bullying motherfuckers on Instagram.
Do you think that Instagram is something that has created the bag scene to be greater than it really was before?
Say it again. Do I feel like what?
Do you think Instagram's helping the bag scene because of all these animated videos and everything?
Yeah, to be honest, it's just really making hustlers be more creative. Because now we know that we can't be like, yo, hey, come get this bag. It's shit
Yeah.
smoking. Go get banned. So now we like, what can we do? Oh, animation. So I just think it's putting people on their toes to find out different ways and different avenues to promote to the consumer, man. But your Instagram, like I said, I lost my page. I think I was at 18,000 followers, man. I
Mm.
put in a lot of work with that page. So this is my second one, and I'm almost at 6,000. So we're gonna try to build it back up.
Do you think that's good for the cannabis scene though when people are doing advertisements like that?
Oh, the advertisement. Yeah, for a fact. Like I said, it's just innovation, man. This is what it is. You can not like it all you want. You're gonna get left behind.
Yeah.
Just that's just pure nature. Unless you have a cult following who's gonna stick with you. But then again, like everybody wants to grow. Everybody wants to keep evolving. Everybody wants to keep up. So it's a must. It's not, I don't care if you like it or not.
What
If you
about
don't like,
this?
go ahead,
What about this game actually makes you passionate?
man. Like I said, once I caught it and ran with it, with everything I had going, that's what really was making me more passionate about it. It started off with like, oh, okay, I'm making some money, but then it was like, okay, the money's coming, so for me to continue to do this, it had to be something. And so that's where the passion came from, and that's where I was looking at my mentors, telling them what I was doing, and they were like, okay, we see what you're doing, we see what you got going, but you have to find a way to be able to get it to the masses. So you have to use your brain on what you can do in your field to be able to get on this gram and promote to the masses. And so that's how I came up to that with the educational side of it. And yeah, I literally only see one other. I was telling myself nobody else was doing it, but I see one other person doing it, and like I said, the lane and the door is wide the fuck open. And this is what I do. This is what I've been doing. So I'm automatically passionate about it.
Do you think more people need to try to start doing events?
If you're gonna do it right, because like I tell you, this ain't legal in all 50 states, but Cali, as you can see, they just went legal on the event side, and it's an event. It's damn near 2, 3 events a month. So it's gonna get to a point to where pop-ups is just gonna be it's just gonna be a thing like a club, just like going to a club.
What would your biggest advice be to someone who's trying to start doing events?
Do your homework. Take no shortcuts. Don't be cheap. Yeah, right there.
Hell yeah. Do you think that there's any like when it comes to the entertainment factor, do you think that that is something people should take serious, or do you think that people should
When it
try?
comes to the entertainment, you can worry about that once you got your formula intact. Once you know that you can keep everybody safe.
Yeah.
Once you know that what you're doing is you're not looking over your back every time. Then we can worry about the entertainment aspect. But yeah, I won't worry about that at the beginning. Like it's a guy out here who started off. He threw his first event. He thought he had everything situated. He used a new security company, and everybody in the pop up got robbed by the security company.
Well,
So
well, that's the thing. I've
it's not as sweet as people. Like I said, we make it look easy because you come, you have a good time, you go home, and you're like, hey, it wasn't even a hiccup. We make it look easy, but at the end of the day, people got to realize shit ain't legal yet.
hell yeah. I used to do events when I wasn't the one hosting it obviously, but I used to be working the table at events, and you get
Yeah,
to see behind the scenes. Sometimes the security will be working with people that are walking around and shit. You got to keep an eye on people. There's definitely situations that could go wrong, but I
yeah,
do
cause
think,
security know this shit ain't legal. So what you gonna
yeah, what is legal in that? You know what I mean? There's not
do? What you gonna
nothing's,
do?
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We got the guns here. You hired us to have the
Yeah,
armed security.
yeah,
Hey, I need you guys to go into the back. What do you mean? What do you mean? What I mean? I need you guys to go to the back really quick.
yeah.
Police are coming. So that's what happened with them. Like I said, it can happen to anybody. But doing your homework is what if you would do your homework and use a company that has been used already, or use a trusted company that does these type of events already, you would have known because you
Yeah.
done your homework. You rocking with people that done this before instead of somebody that's, oh no, we never done these events. What kind of event is this again? Oh, okay. Oh, hey man, they said they got 20 vendors. Everybody coming in here with all types of shit, bro. Oh yeah, let's get 9 security guards armed.
Yeah, you really
Gotta
do
do your
gotta.
homework. Gotta do your homework.
I agree. I think that is important. Even if someone's like a vendor at an event, it's good to do your homework on the event before you actually set up shop there. You know,
That too.
you don't
Can't
want to
accept
be.
can't accept every vendor. You don't know these folks.
Yeah, even you don't want to just be setting up doing the same exact setup that the person next to you is gonna have. Say like that. You know what I mean? Like you got to think about it. You got to play your cards right in all sorts of ways. There's events that are definitely for certain crowds, and I definitely think there's some that are for a certain crowd. You know what I
No,
mean?
for a fact. That's for a fact. I feel you on that.
That's why I think like the circus one is like very unique, and I think that's a very it's a very cool thing to see. I think that you guys are taking a different spin to it, and I think that it's a very entertaining, but it's also going to help people actually be educated in in a lot of different ways. And I think that Atlanta is a place that is probably the perfect spot for events.
Think so?
What is your favorite thing about Atlanta when it comes to events?
Atlanta in events. What's my favorite thing? I wouldn't say I have a favorite thing out here. Everywhere is different though. Like I said, I've traveled from Miami. I've been to Houston. We've done Chicago. We've done New York. Everybody's different, man. But one thing about Atlanta, they coming to spend some money.
Yeah.
If they're there, they're coming to spend some money. That's one thing about Atlanta. It's not too many window shoppers in Chicago.
Yeah,
There's definitely a lot of window shoppers in that motherfucker.
definitely.
But here in Atlanta, most of these motherfuckers is coming to spend some money. If you have the right product, you'll have their money.
Yeah, I feel like Atlanta. It's always seems like anytime I've seen videos, it seems like it's a good time out there. It seems like it's everyone's actually like It seems like a place where people are ready to have a good time. You know what I mean? Like there's always like dope shit out there. That's why I've always wanted to go, but it's like it's definitely high up on the list. There's so many spots I need to go. I've never even been to LA yet.
You ever want to come out here to one of my pop-ups to any of my events? Holla at me. I got you. Come get you right at the door.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate your time. I would love to do one in the future if there's ever anything that you wanted to promote.
Got you, man. For a fact, I definitely just locked you in. So we locked in, my boy.
Appreciate you. Definitely stay blessed.